Hello from me, Lazarus. We continue with the next lesson from the HTML course. Last time we looked at lesson number 2, an introduction to HTML, and now we'll take a look. Lesson number 3, elements in HTML. We open the PDF file. As we have already seen, the HTML description document is done through special elements, markers, which serve to shape the individual parts of the content and the text in the web page as content blocks, headings, paragraphs, sections, hypertext links to other pages, and so on. HTML elements consist of special labels called tags, which are enclosed in angle brackets, and the content in between. Now we'll look at tags first. The tags represent instructions or commands to the browser in the form of keywords enclosed in angle brackets. They can be of two types: grouped in pairs, double tags, or single tags. Double tags consist of start tag, opening tag, which marks the beginning of the HTML element. For example, an end tag, closing tag, which marks the end of the HTML element. For example, it contains / before the name, indicating to the browser that this is the end of the element. For example, you see the / and single tags only consist of an opening tag. Here are some of the more commonly used single tags. This is for a new line. This is for a horizontal line. This is for an image. And so on. In the XHTML standard mandatory, all opening tags must have closing tags. That is why they are written with him like this. HTML elements. The combination of HTML tags, opening and closing, or only opener on the single tags, and their attributes and properties, is called an HTML element. An example of attributes are color, dimensions, ID, class, and more. They can take certain values. We will look at them in more detail in the next chapter. Here is an example of the schematic representation of an HTML element, which consists of a pair of tags. So here is a paragraph. The opening tag P is written first, then the text in it, the content, and then the closing tag. These elements are also called containers, because they contain a given content. And HTML elements that consist only from a single tag and therefore have no content are also called empty elements. We gave examples of them above. Inserting HTML elements. Containers or HTML elements, which have an opening and closing tag, can be nested inside each other. That is, to place one element inside the other. And this investment can be on many levels inwards. It is a hierarchical structure, similar to the organization of directories, folders, in operating systems. When embedding HTML elements, the following rule must be followed. The entire nested element must be found between the opening and closing tags, that is, in the content of its parent element. Tags cannot be interlaced. For example, here is incorrect. The correct one is. Here is an example with an element in which content is placed. So the following is incorrect. The room lit up with a wonderful light. And here is what is correct. The room lit up with a wonderful light. Here already between the tags, the content we want to draw is located. Here is a sample schematic, which shows how to insert them. Correct items. Here is the opening tag first, the outer one. Then next, some text, some text. Some text and the closing tag, the outer one. Thus, as a complete example we can indicate the file we looked at, new1.html. To make it clearer I have colored each insert in a different color. The blue ones are at the first level, then in it we have two tags and in them already other tags. Here are some more explanations. The main parent element is the n elements are nested in it, at the next level. In them at the next level, the elements are nested. And we will consider this material in more detail in Chapter 5, HTML Document Structure. That's it for this tutorial.